Hidden attributes are crucial in Football Manager. We've delved into that many times here on the channel. Well, today we're looking at the best hidden attributes versus the worst hidden attributes. Squad edition. Yes, we've got the best hidden attributes starting in the Vanarama National League South with a 185 current and potential ability. The worst hidden attributes are starting in the Premier League with 200 current and potential ability. So they've got a head start in terms of league stature and they've got a head start in terms of ability. The goal over 50 years is to see who wins the most Premier League trophies, FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Champions Leagues. Yeah, so who will have the best career? The best or the worst hiddens? Let's find out. And who are the lucky teams, ladies and gentlemen? Well, Bournemouth are the lucky team in the Premier League. And as you can see, max ability for their entire squad. And of course, they've got a balanced personality type. One's for everything. 20 for dirtiness, 20 for controversy. Lots of red cards going to happen here, I reckon. Injury proneness at 5. Now, I could have had 20, but I just thought that would really cripple the team. Literally. Like, I feel like that would just be one step too far because injury proneness they just don't play, do they? They're just out of the equation. So yeah, so they've all got ones for their hidden attributes, and there you go, 200 current ability and potential ability, and of course, attributes are frozen. And in the Vanarama National League South, we've got Yeovil, ladies and gentlemen, Yeovil and Mark Cooper. He has looked out. He has got the best team in the world. Well, he actually hasn't. The best team in the world is Bournemouth at 200 across the board. 185 current ability, 185 potential ability. The frozen attributes is in effect once more. And as you can see here, 20 for all the hidden attributes. Now, only one for injury proneness and one for dirtiness and controversy. So there shouldn't be too many yellow cards and red cards, and there shouldn't be too many injuries. They will have less injuries than Bournemouth, I would expect. But I don't think injury proneness at 1 or 5 is going to have... I don't think it's going to have the biggest impact. But I didn't want it to be the same because it was the best versus worst. Technically, you could have worse hiddens with 20 injury proneness, but I think the video would have literally been like null and void, basically. It would have just been pointless. So like as I said in the intro, who's going to win the most trophies? Premier Leagues, FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Champions Leagues. They are going to be what we're talking about. Now, Bournemouth, as I say, have got many years in the Premier League. If Yeovil get promoted season after season after season, which I expect they will, they've still got a few years until they get to the Premier League. Bournemouth could have won a few trophies by then. The season preview, they think Bournemouth are going to win the league comfortably. And of course, 1 to 91 season preview. I mean, they're going to go up easily, aren't they? I mean, there's no point in doing just 1 year as a jump to begin with. So we're going to go 5 years and see where Yeovil are and see how Bournemouth have gotten in that opening 5 years. So 23-24, Yeovil went up as champions. 46 games, 46 wins, 3 goals conceded, 179 goals, scored 138 points. Top goal scorer was Yeovil winger 2, who got 30 in that season. Then the Vanarama National League, and again, Yeovil won the league comfortably. Of course they were going to. 7 conceded, and they actually lost the game. 2-1 to Rochdale. Did not expect them to be losing in the Vanarama National League. Didn't impact them. They did go up. But I did not expect that. Did not expect that whatsoever. League 2, of course, once again going up as champions. Losing again, though, 1-0 to Mansfield. So they haven't done a perfect season. 16 conceded this time. And there we go, a perfect season. 46 games, 46 wins in League 1. 11 conceded this time. Yeovil going up into the Championship, where, of course, most recently they have won 3 draws, no defeats, but they've won the league by a landslide. And they are now going to be in the Premier League. Speaking of the Premier League then, Season 1, Bournemouth win the league on 91 points. They take the lead in league titles. It's 1-0. Man City coming back with a vengeance, and Bournemouth in second. They do not extend their lead, but they do in Season 3, making it 2-0. And then in Season 4, it's 3. And in Season 5, they've missed out on goal difference. They've just got 3 Premier League titles to their name in those first 5 years. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? The first season, when Yeovil were in the Vanarama National League South, they've got all the way through and won the FA Cup, beating Chelsea in the final. Bournemouth have won 2 FA Cups since, so it's 2-1 to Bournemouth on FA Cups. And Yeovil have been in the final of the Carabao Cup 3 years in a row. most recently losing to Bournemouth in the final. 1-0 to Bournemouth on Carabao Cups. And Bournemouth have got a couple of Champions League to their name as well. Run up against Man City in 24-25, but they came back and beat Real Madrid twice in 3 years, either side of a Man City-Barcelona final. So 2 Champions Leagues for Bournemouth. Same as the award winners. The top goal scorer. And look at that. Bournemouth just are nowhere to be seen. Like, they're just not there in the top goal scorer charts. There we go. Bournemouth winger 3 with 17. And Bournemouth centre forward 3 with 16. Lots of caps for the Bournemouth players. Also a few caps for Yeovil. Yeah, quite a few caps for Yeovil. Erik ten Hag is in charge. And we've got 11 for Bournemouth and 13 for Yeovil. As predicted, Bournemouth are going to race into an early lead because Yeovil literally couldn't win the Premier League. And they couldn't really win the Champions League. I mean, they won the FA Cup in that first season. They would have had to have won a Europa League to qualify for the Champions League, which they didn't do. Let's have a look at the schedule, actually. So they won after extra time in the FA Cup final against Chelsea, and then the following season they got to the Europa League, and they lost in the semi-final to Chelsea. And then they lost in the FA Cup semi-final to Bournemouth, actually. That's funnily enough, isn't it? That's funny, losing to Bournemouth in the FA Cup, but then they lost to Chelsea in the Europa League, winning the first leg, losing 5-1 in the second leg. They won the FA Trophy, doesn't count in this simulation because we're not counting that as a major trophy. But now they're both in the Premier League, the season preview thinks they're going to be top 2, even though Yeovil have just been promoted. And the majority of the Media Dream 11 is Yeovil players, despite the fact that Bournemouth have 15 more current ability. So hidden attributes are taken into account with the media predictions. They must do. Like, look at this. How is no Bournemouth player in there, but all the Yeovil players are? It's insane, isn't it? They're neglected to mention to begin with, we've got transfer bans for both teams until 2073. And of course, all the players have transfers to Saudi Arabia in 2073 as well. There'll be no players coming in, there's transfers, and there'll be no one trying to leave and all that jazz. They'll be here for the full 50 years. So we will get a very fair test. Club legends. Loads of the players are club legends and favoured personnel. No icons other than Alex Stock. Interesting. Right, okay, so we're 2028. And we've got a lot of time to get through. So let's go through 10 years now to 2038 and see how the next 10 years fare. Can Yeovil catch up? Or will Bournemouth fall even further clear? So yes, last time we were here, we saw Bournemouth miss out narrowly on the title for a 4th time in 5 years, on goal difference to Man City. And the media thought Bournemouth would win the league, despite the fact Yeovil had the entire Media Dream 11, or most of it. And the media were wrong. Yeovil did win the league, pulling one back against Bournemouth at the first time of asking, let it be known. But then Bournemouth have hit back straight away, so that's 1 apiece in this 10-year jump. Yeovil again, 2-1. 3-1 to Yeovil, 4-1. 4-2. Look at that, both over 90 points. Absolutely storming away. Yeovil again, 5-2. 6-2. 7-2. 8-2. So 7-3. So in those 10 years, it's been Bournemouth and Yeovil every single time. So that's 7-3, but it was already 3-0 to Bournemouth. So that makes it 7-6. And look at that. An unbeaten season for Bournemouth most recently. Loads of draws, but an unbeaten season. Losing to Bournemouth twice for Yeovil. If they hadn't have lost twice to Bournemouth, they would have won the league. They're 7-6 up, though. I think over 50 years, it's a formality, isn't it? In terms of FA Cups, it was 2-1 to Bournemouth, and we've had Yeovil, Bournemouth, Yeovil, Bournemouth, Yeovil, Yeovil, which means that's 4 for Yeovil and 2 for Bournemouth. So again, Yeovil are now 1 clear, winning 5-4. In terms of the Carabao Cup, we saw Bournemouth here in 27-28, and Yeovil had come runner-up 3 times in a row. Then Bournemouth have actually gone and won another to make it 2-0. Yeovil pull it back to 2-1, 3-1 to Bournemouth, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-all, 5-4 to Yeovil, 5-5, 6-5 to Bournemouth. In those 10 years, they've split it evenly, 5 apiece. And of course, Champions Leagues, Bournemouth 2-0 up, a great start for them. But then Yeovil have brought it straight back to 2-1, beating Bournemouth in the final. And again, there we go, 2-2, Barcelona in the final. That's 2 in a row. Another runners-up for Bournemouth. Oh, then Bournemouth have repaid the favour to Yeovil winning. That makes it 3-2. 4-2. 5-2. That's 3 in a row for Bournemouth. 5-3. 6-3. 7-3. Bournemouth beating Yeovil in the final again. Well, there was a season preview. So now Bournemouth are all over the Media Dream 11. Media thinks they're going to win it. Yeovil coming in second, apparently. So anyway, at this juncture, the scoreline is 7-6 to Yeovil in Premier Leagues, 5-4 in FA Cups, 6-5 to Bournemouth in Carabao Cups, and 7-3 in Champions Leagues. This is very close at this juncture, but it's this close, and Bournemouth had a head start. I think Yeovil are going to just wipe the floor with them. Yeovil winger 2 has won Player of the Year plenty of times. The top goal scorer it's been Yeovil centre forward twice, 3 times. God, he got 19 and won the Golden Boot. They're not scoring enough goals, are they? Like, low 20s is winning the Golden Boot. I'd expect it to be mid to high 20s with these perfect potential players. Actually, no, so they're only 185, but still all world class team. I mean, they're winning so many trophies. You should be scoring more than that. Anyway, 2048 here we come. Yeah, we just saw Bournemouth with a perfect season, or unbeaten season. The Invincibles. I don't know, tenuous. Following season, Yeovil 107 points, obliterating the league. 1 defeat, 27 points to win the league by. Yeovil off the mark. And again, 99 points to Man United's 80. Bournemouth in third. Yeovil again, and again, this time on 73 points. What an awfully low points total. And they won it on goal difference. And they've won it again. Bournemouth down in fourth. Yeovil again and again. Bournemouth finally getting the trophy. And again. So Bournemouth won the last 2. Yeovil won the previous 8, which is 15-8. De Zerbi's now in charge. Mark Cooper retired. Poch was there for 7 years. He left. Go to PSG. De Zerbi there for 6 years. FA Cups then. Since 2038, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 for Yeovil, 1 for Bournemouth. Now 9-5. And the Carabao. Again, Yeovil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 for Bournemouth. That makes it 10-7. One of the competitions that Bournemouth were leading in, Yeovil have now overtaken them. Now it's Champions Leagues. So it was 7-3, as you can see there, 7-3 to Bournemouth. And Yeovil straight away. Bournemouth reply. Yeovil beat Bournemouth in the final. Then Bournemouth beat Yeovil. And then again, oh my God. Bournemouth had taken Yeovil apart in these Champions Leagues. Bournemouth again. Yeovil. 4 in a row for Yeovil. So in that 10-year stretch, Bournemouth have actually won 4. Yeovil have won 5. So they have come back. But the fact that Bournemouth are still winning in Champions Leagues with 11 to Yeovil's 8 is impressive. Now, of course, we do have 25 more years to go. And I think it's safe to say that Yeovil are going to win this experiment, despite the ability for Bournemouth. But I think we all expected Yeovil to at least catch Bournemouth from their head start. Was it a big enough head start? I mean, really, if we'd done a 25-year simulation and ended it here, you'd argue Yeovil have still won, despite the fact they're 3 Champions Leagues behind. They're 3 Carabao Cups ahead, 4 FA Cups ahead, and 7 Premier Leagues ahead. A couple of World Cups in this experiment for England. Nicely done. And look at that. 4 European Championships. Only Italy beating Croatia in 2036 has stopped a clean sweep. Well, France beat England in the final of 2024 as well. Okay, so there's a bit of an international roundup. Should we go to 2058? So Bournemouth were winners in the 2048 season. And then, of course, true to form, Yeovil came back into it. And again the following year, and again, and again, and again. Bournemouth slipping to third this time. Yeovil getting 100 points. Bournemouth do get another one back, restoring some pride, but doesn't last for long. Yeovil, an unbeaten season, only drawing twice all year. 107 goals, 110 points, another Premier League title. Oh, and they lost against Aston Villa, 55-56 season, as they did another fantastic achievement. 103 goals, 103 points. Don't see that often, do you? Then Bournemouth have gone and won the league again. And then Yeovil have now done another unbeaten season. 4 draws, no defeats, 103 goals, 106 points. The past winners were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Yeovil. And it's another 2 for Bournemouth. That's 23-10 in Premier Leagues with 15 years to go. Not happening, is it, Bournemouth? And FA Cups, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Yeovil, 2 for Bournemouth. Oh, and the Carabao looks even worse. 2 for Bournemouth, 7 for Yeovil. It's becoming an absolute landslide over here. In terms of Champions Leagues, as you can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for Yeovil and 3 for Bournemouth. So actually, only just being clawed back somewhat. That's now 14-12 in Champions Leagues to Bournemouth. 3 in a row here. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Two wins against Yeovil in the final in the last 3 years as well. Mateus França is in charge of Bournemouth. Go on, Mateus. Yeah, go on, lad. And Yeovil have got a regen, Nathan Tomlinson. Season preview thinks Bournemouth are going to win the league, and they've only got 9 players in the Media Dream 11. It's the back 4 and the middle and the midfield. 2 strikers are not from either team, which is mental. Okay, he's 199 potential ability, 198 current ability. And El Kadic. £20 million they paid for him from Dynamo, and look at him. I feel like I need to clean my glasses. He's insane. Aaron McCauley, Aston Villa as well. 187. Yeah, okay, fair. We've got 15 more years to go. We will check in on Ballon d'Ors as well at the very end as we're going through sort of the round up and round down of the experiment. So I do want to see who got more Ballon d'Ors. Don't know if it's going to count in terms of the scoring. I mean, it's a bit of a landslide anyway. I think Yeovil are going to catch in Champions Leagues and just pull further clear and everything else. So I move to 2073. Yeah, unbeaten season for Yeovil. Following year, won it again. Bournemouth in third, and again. Bournemouth between second and third, alternate with Villa, but Yeovil just still top of the pile. 1 defeat there, losing to Southampton, 107 points. Another win, and another, and another. Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth down in fifth there. Yeovil again, Bournemouth up in second this time. We were in 2066, 2067. And Yeovil have just won it every single year. And again, another 100 points, 104 points, undefeated. Yeah, and again, and present day. So that's 15. Yeovil have won the last 15. Well, more than. No, yeah, 16 they've won the last 16. But yeah, they won the last 15. £1 billion in the bank. Bournemouth have also got £1 billion. Okay, so the FA Cup, it looks like it's been shared a bit more. So Yeovil, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-4. Bournemouth winning 4, Yeovil winning 5 in those 15 years. In terms of Carabao Cups, 3 for Bournemouth, 5 for Yeovil. And finally, Champions Leagues. So Bournemouth have won 6 in the last 7 years. Yeovil in between. Bournemouth beating Yeovil in the final 3 years in a row there. 3 years previously, Yeovil beat Southampton and then beat Bournemouth twice. Southampton won the Champions League over here. But Bournemouth won 4 in a row. We were hearing they'd won 3 in a row, so they won a 4th. So hang on, 1, 2. They've won 8. And Yeovil have won 6. So that means it's 22-18 to Bournemouth in terms of Champions Leagues. Now, we could implement some sort of scoring system where you get 5 points for a Champions League, 4 for a Premier League, 2 for an FA Cup, 1 for a Carabao Cup, and tot it all up. But the reality is it's only 4 trophies difference. So even at 5 points for a Champions League, that's 20 points the difference. You got 28 more Premier Leagues for Yeovil. So even if they were only worth 1 point, which I've just said they'd be worth 4, but if they were worth 1 point, they've still been eclipsed. So Yeovil have won this experiment. Shocker. I thought they were going to. I thought it might be a bit closer. The fact that Bournemouth won 22 Champions Leagues is very impressive, though. Very impressive indeed. World Golden Ball. Yeovil Winger 4 has won 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Why is it so hard to win the Ballon d'Or? Player of the Year. World Player of the Year. I mean, it's all Yeovil, isn't it? All Yeovil. Not even a sniff of Bournemouth. World Team of the Year. All seasons. Kylian Mbappe. We've got Yeovil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players from Yeovil in the starting 11. Joined by Trent, Ruben Diaz, this guy, Facundo Ramos, a regen. Adrian Rodriguez, who's now retired, who was at Man City for a lot of years, and then Kylian Mbappe, of course, who's, again, retired. So that's it. That is, Yeovil have just absolutely smashed it. Of course they have. Hidden Attributes always throws up these kind of experiments, but yeah, very impressive indeed. It won't be one of these experiments with squads without delving a little bit further into the future to see how they recover. So we're going to wipe the scoreboards. And it's going to start afresh with this last, however many years I've gone. It's 2096 we're coming to, so that's 23 more years. And of course, nice to have an odd number, so we will almost certainly have a winner. All it takes is no team to win on a couple of them, or a few of them, and even it up again. Well, look at that. Past winners, Yeovil, nowhere to be seen. Bournemouth, 1, 2, 3, 9 for Bournemouth. 9 more Premier Leagues. Just a couple of Champions Leagues. They've both won FA Cup. Bournemouth have won actually a few more. Oh, God, they have. Bournemouth have won loads. 7, in fact. To Yeovil's 1. Why have they done so well after the fact? They've still got £400 million. They've obviously bought well. Yeovil have still got £300 million in the bank. So there you go. That's the end of today's experiment, ladies and gentlemen. Best versus worst Hidden's Squad Edition. I hope you had a good time. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Let me know any ideas you have for future experiments in the comments down below. But most importantly, take good care of yourselves, gang, and I'll see you soon.